Hey guys, it's Kelly here again and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another monthly bullet journal setup video. For this month, in the month of October, I am doing a ostrich theme, which is a weird and quirky theme, but I hope you guys enjoy it. I will let you know how I came up with the idea and the inspiration later on in the video. First off, we're going to take a quick look through my September theme, which was lily pads and water lilies, and I'm really happy with how it turned out overall. I'm not too keen on how the markers look on the paper, just because my paper is really not that great in this bullet journal, so any type of marker that is juicier than it has to be just turns it all off. But even so, I think it's very beautiful, simple, and kind of relaxing because of the green. So that's basically the flip through, and now we're on to the bullet journal for this month, which like I said is ostrich themed. And I don't know what to say about this one. I just really find ostriches very funny, and I've never drawn an ostrich before. It was quite fun to experiment a little bit. I did a couple of quick sketches in my sketchbook. Of course, the sketches turned out 10,000 times better than what I ended up drawing in my bullet journal, because once I start paying attention and actually putting some effort in, things start to go bad and just turn for the worse. I don't know why it happens, but it just does. I was also doing this in different days, so that could also be, you know, a reason. One day you can draw, and the next day you cannot. That's just how artistry works, I guess. Anyone find that relatable? So yeah, like I said, the ostriches turned out really cool in my sketchbook. I was really happy with them. Once I transferred them to the big paper in my bullet journal, they weren't so cute, but I still think they're very funny looking, and they're like fluffy angry birds. So I just think they're just so funny. And I think that there comes a time in each artist's life where they have to draw some weird, funny looking angry animal. It's just like a rite of passage, at least that's how I see it. So I guess ostriches were my thing. Now, the inspiration came a couple of months ago when I came across an account on Instagram that I will have linked in the description bar down below. And I am really sorry to the artist for the wrong way that I'm going to pronounce his name right now, but I am not French. I do not speak French, and French is a very hard language for me to speak. But the name, I think, is pronounced Matt Toy. I don't know, but I'll link it on the screen. I'll also have a link in the description bar down below. But I came across his account on Instagram, and he's an artist that does these really cool graffiti type paintings. Well, they're more, you know, graffiti, street art actually. They're not even graffiti, they're street art of these very funny looking ostriches. In the last couple of months, he's also branched out into different types of birds. So there's also toucans, and there's a lot of funny looking and really creatively done street art pieces, and I just fell in love with his account almost instantly. And that's how kind of the idea for a ostrich themed bullet journal theme kind of came forth. So this is not, of course, I'm not copying his style. I'm not even trying to, honestly, because it's very particular. It's very cool looking. I really love his art. You should definitely go check it out. But I was really inspired by the funny looking ostriches, and I wanted to create something along those lines. So that idea came forth a couple of months ago, and I was waiting for a good moment where I can incorporate that. And I just woke up one day and I was like, yeah, October is my ostrich month. That's just what it is. So I created a few illustrations. I thought it would be funny to have little baby ostriches as well. So I have one that is, of course, naturally sticking its head in the ground, and that corresponds with my quote for the month. I also have one that's kind of angry looking and confused. That one was one of my favorites. And I also have a couple of babies, and on the second page where I have my calendar and my overview for the entire month, I have 3 little ostrich chicks Is that what they're called? They're ostrich chicks, I guess. And one is running after its mama. The one is falling behind, and one is just falling. And I thought it would be just really cute and really funny. And I don't know, they're adorable, and they're also like really angry looking, and they're just so funny. At least to me, they're funny. And yeah, I wanted to incorporate that. So for this month, I reverted back to more the usual way that I create my bullet journal spreads. For last month, my monthly calendar was just laid out on the page as a table, which was very uncomfortable for me to use. It was not clear. I did not have it visually represented well. The same for my habit tracker. Just last month was not very good for me in terms of layout, just because I didn't quite get it, even though it was pretty. So this month I returned to basics, and for my monthly overview, I have a normal calendar, a 2-page spread with a calendar, and this way I can see more clearly each day of the week and everything. Because with me, I've mentioned this before, I work in shifts, and when you work in shifts and you work on holidays and on weekends, you kind of lose track of days. So it's really hard for me to know which date is a weekend, for instance, for my friends when they are free. And so having it laid out as a calendar just works a lot better for me. Just visually represented is just so much better. So that's why I did this for the monthly calendar. I also did for the habit trackers. I created tiny calendars for each habit. This is the first time that I've done this. I've seen a lot of people that do bullet journals do it, and I think it's really cool and really it looks very neat and put together. And it looks really cool on my page as well. I love it, but it was so painstakingly slow to create, and I almost messed up on a couple of places, because I did actually mess up the dates on my big calendar. So I had to go back in with the white pen and some whiteout, and you can still see it, unfortunately. But yeah, it was just really annoying writing down all of the tiny little dates on each and every one of the calendars. And thank God I combined a couple, because I usually have like 10 or 11. So I brought it down to 7. And fortunately, I only had 7 calendars to fill. But it was still very annoying, and it took quite a bit of time that I just didn't record, because nobody has time to watch that. On this page, I thought it would be cute to add some eggs and ostrich eggs, and one was cracking because there's supposed to be a baby that's about to be born. And on the next page, or the second next, I think, it's actually born. So yeah, it was cute, at least for me, and that's why I did it. For my mood tracker, I did a very simple table. I tried to keep the spread very simple and minimalistic, and just, you know, bold and in your face. You can see it, it's clear, there's not too many elements, there's no confusion. I wanted things to be clear this month, because obviously my mind has kind of been scattered, and I needed more of a visual representation. So right now I am creating the habit tracker, and on the next page, I think I had the, what was it? My socials, I believe, and my favorite ostrich for the next page. You're gonna see him in a second. I just love the angry expressions that they have. They're so funny. And yeah, so that's basically it for the spread. I don't think I have much more to say about the way I created this. It's just very simple. It's actually very easy to draw ostriches. I didn't think it was, but they're like angry chickens, and more so they're like angry chicks, because you know, you take a baby chick and kind of the face is a sort of similar shape, just the beak that's a little bit different, and they just look angry, and they're just as fluffy as baby chicks. So yeah, surprisingly easy. Like I said, while I was sketching them, they turned out a lot better than in my bullet journal, but still I think they look really cool. And yeah, I made them extra fluffy because why not? Everybody likes a bit of fluff. And I put some little pieces of ground and I don't know, savannah grass. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, it's definitely more for a summer theme. I think maybe at least that's what I'm thinking of when I think of ostriches because they live in a warm climate. And I don't know, I guess it doesn't make much sense for October, but does it really have to make sense? I mean, they're giant, angry, non-flying birds. Like the whole ostrich idea doesn't make sense. So yeah, I don't even know what I'm saying. It's very late here, so I'm very tired. I got up at 4 a.m. because working on shifts. That's the life, that's the dream, that's great. The last page has the baby ostrich that I was talking about that's coming out of the egg. It is just so angry. I love it. It's so grumpy and it has been woken up at 4 a.m. to hatch out of its shell. It's just adorable and very funny. So yeah, that's basically it. So I am doing a flip through of this month. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed my funny looking birds and the spread I created for you for the month of October. And I hope I will see you in the next video. So thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you next one. Bye!